Hi everyone and welcome to the Dollars and Cents podcast. I'm your host Dinesh and today we're recording at the Sydney Personal Finance Festival 2025. So Singaporeans are some of the biggest travelers in the world, and being so small and right beside Malaysia is another reason why many of us find ourselves spending in foreign currencies so often. To walk us through multi-currency accounts and why we should take full advantage of them, we have Yee Won Nyon, Senior Product Manager at Wise. And besides being a travel bug herself, Yee Won understands the inner workings of overseas currency exchange payments and transfers. So welcome to the show.
Hi Dinesh, thank you. Nice to meet you.
Yeah. And I understand that you just came back from Taiwan and you're headed to Korea, so foreign currency should be in your wallet right now already.
That's right.
Today, we go out cashless, so I don't even walk around in my wallet anymore. And I'm just wondering whether we can go around cashless when we travel as well, because it's so hassle-some to constantly have to go to money changers to find the best exchange rates. So do you think the future of travel is going to be cashless?
Actually, we have seen a very clear shift among Singaporeans when they handle money when they travel. A lot of them are opting for card for the convenience and flexibility of it. And like you say, you're not having the hassle of going to money exchange or having leftover change at the end of the trip, right? But beyond just choosing between card or cash, customers are also increasingly paying attention to what type of card they bring with them as they travel. So for example, many are also considering multi-currency cards like Wise cards, which can support more than 40 currencies actually, and helps them save on fees when they travel. So with the Wise card actually, it's even better. You don't have to wait for the physical card to arrive. We allow you to just add the digital format to your Apple Pay or Google Pay, and you can easily spend out of your phone, and that's super seamless for travelers like Singaporeans.
People use cards because they don't want to exchange so much money, or they use it as an emergency,
Yep.
right, to pay overseas.
Yep.
And sometimes these come with perks. Some of the providers say there are perks
Yep.
when you spend in foreign currencies as well.
Yeah.
But what are some of the fees that we really have to pay attention to when using a card such as Wise, but also other types of credit cards?
So for Wise, we always use mid-market exchange rates, as well as show any conversion fee, if any, upfront, and we always strive to keep the conversion fee as low as possible for our customers. We have no hidden fees because Wise is built to tackle the problem of hidden fees in the industry. For FX transactions in general, there are two fees that generally customers should look out for. One is the foreign transaction fee, which for some traditional bank providers can be as high as 3.25%,
Oh, wow.
as well as the exchange rates that they use, which often it can be undisclosed and customers do not know what they're getting into before they pay. So to give you a concrete example, if you are shopping at JB with a Wise card versus a traditional bank card,
Like many Singaporeans.
exactly, on your weekend. So let's say you're making a purchase that is worth about 200 Sing dollars. Wise charges you 0.3% conversion fees, so that's actually only 60 cents.
Okay.
However, if you look at a traditional bank card, they could charge you as high as 3.25% as mentioned, and that's actually a $6.50 extra on top of the 200 you're already paying. So that's how much Wise wants to save fees for customers compared to traditional bank providers.
Right. So sometimes we see we get perks when you spend in foreign currency, but
Yeah,
the perks have to be really quite high to beat that foreign currency transaction fees in the first place.
correct. Actually,
Okay.
so Wise focus on saving you the cost upfront when you make the payment. Customers or people who have recognized this for Wise. And in Singapore, actually, we're growing really healthily. Last year, we actually saw Wise cards being used in over 140 countries, just by Singaporean customers.
Yeah.
Right? So clearly, people are recognizing that not having any hidden fees and not paying any markups on exchange rates is the way to go.
So I'm wondering, when you say mid-market, what does it really translate to? And is it close to that Google rate that I see?
Whenever you do a quick currency exchange rate search, your first place probably is to Google,
Yeah.
and whatever rates you see, that is the rate that Wise is using.
Okay.
So customers will always get the best deal that they can from
Okay,
Wise.
nice. Okay, so another thing that many people get wrong, and even actually I did it when I first heard of it, not anymore, thankfully,
Yeah.
right? Is when you go overseas, then they will the vendors or the shops there will tell you whether you want to pay in local currency or home currency. So the first time I heard it, I chose home currency because I thought, okay, I'm secured with the price that I'm paying. So when I go back and I'll see the price being on my credit card statement, it'll be that price.
Yes.
Right. So and then I realized a little while later that that's actually the poorest way to make that decision. So can you take us through why that's a poor decision to make?
Yeah, so actually what you just described is what we call in the industry dynamic currency conversion, DCC for short. And that's when the merchant essentially tells you, like you just mentioned, you want to pay in SGD or if you're traveling in France or euros, right? So home currency or local currency.
Yeah.
And many people, especially if they are not frequent travelers, home currency because that's what they know and that's what they're familiar with. But actually often that comes with a really inflated exchange rate, which if you convert the money at the end of the day, when you come back from the trip, you realize that you end up paying a lot more than you actually should have. So Wise can help you avoid that as well. As I already mentioned, we do use the rates that you see on Google, but on top of that, what we do is that like if you somehow don't have enough local currency, we also have this technology called smart conversion, where let's say, Dinesh, let's simplify this for everyone. You visit France and you have Singapore dollar, USD, and pounds in your Wise account. So Wise will automatically choose to convert from the currency that will incur the customer the lowest amount of conversion fee. So customers can travel without any worry that they will ever overspend on just conversion rates.
When I travel, I always have to do money exchange in my mind at least.
Yep.
But what you're saying is that we can travel to a country without owning that currency
Correct.
and then still get the best deal out there.
Yes, and actually, this is precisely what we were trying to tackle. We know that a lot of customers do some mental math when they travel, and to make that process that much easier for customers, we actually recently built a feature in the Wise app under Travel Hub, where customers can on the go check rates.
Okay.
So to make it very simple, you go to Japan and you saw something that you want to buy for 580 yen. How much is that in Sing dollar? You can find out immediately on the Wise app how much it will cost you if you use the Wise card to buy that. That's as simple as that. So everything's extremely transparent, including the fees that will be involved if there's a conversion.
Another thing that, when we travel, we always have to estimate like how much we need to exchange, because we don't want to go there and then find ourselves short of
Yep.
cash.
Yep.
Or exchange too much and then find ourselves like now having so much excess foreign currency. Then when you exchange it back into SGD, you also incur another round of fees. So
Yeah.
that's not ideal either, right?
Yeah.
So it's really convenient that the money stored on Wise can convert back into SGD with so little exchange rate fees. But also, like you mentioned, we don't even have to exchange it to the foreign currency in the first place. We can just keep it in SGD.
Exactly. So, but for people who do somehow convert it into money, let's say USD, Wise Interest now offers you the ability to potentially earn a return.
Oh, wow.
If you actually change your cash into an interest earning fund. And at the same time, we don't restrict you from that money as well while it's earning a return. You can still freely spend from it. So we exactly wanted to tackle this problem where customers actually don't have to worry about taking their money out in between trips, and they can just keep their money in their Wise account for the next trip and the next international transaction.
Okay. What is the model for earning this interest? Is it invested into a money market fund, or is it an interest that Wise pays us directly?
Yeah, so we do have partners that we work with for different currencies, and for customers, it's super transparent. You will see the return immediately on your Wise app as a transaction, as credited into your account.
Okay, nice. I mean, there's even less reason to take money out, because I always feel like to take money out, otherwise it wouldn't be working as hard as possible.
Yep.
So I think this solves that problem, right? Today we don't just use foreign currencies for travel-related expenses when we go overseas. We also use it when we make payments online today, because some websites will charge in foreign currency. So my dad is a tailor, and he has customers who come in from overseas sometimes and then make payment eventually, when they travel back to their home country. Right? So this was in the case of Australia. He was asking me, what's the best way to collect Australian dollars? I realized Wise actually has this feature where we can open an AUD bank account and collect money as a local.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, and AUD is not the only currency. So can you run us through this?
Yeah, thank you for bringing up the use case. So besides spending and sending, we also help customers cut out any extra fees when it comes to receiving money from abroad as well. So in your dad's example, what we do is that we offer a local bank account details through Wise account for him to receive AUD just like a local. It's as if he has a bank account in Australia.
Yeah.
And we do this for over 20 currencies actually.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, so customers can receive money as per what the person sent to them, right? So they can then receive the money without paying any additional costs,
Yeah.
and the money can sit in their Wise account without having lost any extra fees to traditional providers.
Correct. Because
right?
if they make payment through credit cards,
Yeah.
you lose quite a fair bit in
Exactly.
that as well, right?
And more than that, right, for your dad, The alternative would have been to open a local bank account. That would involve so much paperwork, as well as maybe some paperwork that your dad may not have, such as
I mean, local bank account in Australia.
Exactly.
I think that would have been impossible.
Exactly.
To some
You would have
extent.
to prove that you have an address there,
Yeah.
and everything that comes with opening up a local traditional bank account. So Wise cuts out all of that for you, and now you get to enjoy your AUD with no extra charges.
Nice, nice. And now, final question I have for you. We've talked a lot about savings and also use cases, but I'm wondering like security then, right? Because always when people spend in credit card, they say I have that security that I can call someone and say this was a fraudulent transaction. That's a lot of the use cases, and I also personally think it is a use case. So I'm wondering, how does Wise fit into this equation? Because when we use the Wise card to spend, the money is deducted straight away. So I'm wondering, what is the security features that you guys have also?
Yeah, so Wise being a debit card, I think there's always that misconception that somehow credit card is more safe. But actually Wise takes obviously security and safety of customers' assets and money very, very seriously. We have very robust processes and fraud prevention models to constantly round the clock monitor any suspicious activities that might happen in a customer's Wise account. If there's anything suspicious, we flag it down immediately. But on top of that, we really urge customers to, as a savvy customer, look out for providers that can provide you with really any real-time safety measures, right? For example, the ability to freeze your card in case you see a suspicious transaction come through.
Okay.
So for Wise, we offer the ability. You can freeze and unfreeze your card conveniently on your app in real time.
Okay.
And on top of that, we also have other things such as two-factor authentication logins, as well as any real-time notifications as you spend, right? So as the moment that customers see or spot any suspicious activities, they should report to Wise immediately, and our round-the-clock team will help investigate into the matter.
Nice.
So,
okay.
Yes.
So when I see a fraud transaction, it will immediately pop up on my app.
Correct, yes. And our team will be helping investigate into the case and raise any disputes if needed. So if it's a fraud transaction, we'll try our best to recover the money for you.
Oh, okay, okay. I mean, and that's like really valuable as well, because many people might have the misconception that that feature is only for credit cards.
Exactly, right? But I think in Wise, because we need customers to have that trust with us, right? So this is definitely a top priority for us.
Okay, thanks for taking us through that. Thank you for sharing your insights on the Dollars and Cents podcast, and I'll be sure to use some of these lessons on my next trip myself. Right? And if you guys are out there listening and watching this podcast, we hope you enjoyed the discussion and it's given you some food for thought when you make your next foreign currency transaction. If you like our content, don't forget to follow us by subscribing to the Dollars and Cents podcast, whether you're watching on YouTube, Spotify, or Facebook. Thanks.